What's up, my grande butterflies? We have made it to episode 6. Woo, woo, woo. Now, this episode is called Emotionally Unavailable. And what that truly means is we kind of get ourselves into a relationship. Either we are the ones that are emotionally unavailable to the other person, or whoever the other person is in the relationship is emotionally unavailable, and which means that they you have the idea of wanting to pursue, but when you have everything else going on deep inside that you got to figure out, your life and traumas and other things that you deal with before actually giving your all into a relationship or all to yourself. So I'm just saying that because we all deal with it. And we all know that the Grand Talk podcast is basically all about the healing process. And I want to say before I get started that I am not a relationship expert. I never claimed that because people look at a lot of podcasts and I've seen, people have their opinions about those that have podcasts and they like, where do these people get these information from? But to say this at Grand Talk Podcast, I don't push relationship on anybody. I'm more of a self-love advocate. So if you want to put me in that type of category, then let's go. Like, I'm all day push for self-love, self-care in order to have a well-balanced within yourself, to have a well-balanced relationship. So before we get started, I like to like my sage. So yeah, let's get this started. Because this is episode 6, and I am so proud of myself. I'm going, 6 episodes strong, just kind of connecting with all of my viewers. Thank you to my Grande Butterflies and new Grande Butterflies. I just got a new subscriber. Shout out to my new subscribers and more new subscribers coming in. Y'all, it is May 20th. We're still in March Madness, but it is spring. The spring equinox. Happy New Year, the real New Year's. Uh, so, winter season is done. Winter is done. All things physical or spiritual has either been buried in the hatchet, under the hatchet, however you say it, and new beginnings is start to come through with your manifestation coming into fruition. Let's say that. Um, Yes. So, how are y'all doing this spring equinox? Like, it is officially Aries season. Shout out to all the Aries out there. I don't really get into the zodiacs like that, but it's just something about the spring season to me. Um, I just got a great feeling about new beginnings. So, yeah. So if you're Aries, please drop your Aries sign. And, it's starting to get, to the warmer seasons and the weather, and Carolinas, it's kind of like unpredictable with the weather. Today it's kind of like gloomy, but it's kind of like cool. But I'm like, where's the sun? So again, happy spring. Hello, spring, to my Aries out there. Um, Getting back to emotionally unavailable, because I chose that topic because we got to think about how do we present ourselves to the world, our peers, our loved ones, because if you so disconnected within yourself, how are you able to keep this mask on, playing like you happy, but you going through something? So I just want to tell all of my grande butterflies, like, sometimes you got to pace yourself. Pace yourself in order to catch the moment. Like, as I travel, because I like to travel, and some things that you don't notice, you can travel the same road. Okay, I feel like it's about to come to a road. You can travel the same road and not pay attention to the surroundings till you keep traveling that same road and be like, wait a minute, I didn't notice that there. I didn't notice that there was a whole river right there. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I remember seeing a body of water crossing this bridge, but it just like, I just don't remember seeing that river. So it just like, God would take us to a place in our life with lessons. Keep going through the same lessons that needs to be taught. And sometimes you don't catch it at first. Sometimes you don't catch it the second time. Sometimes you may not catch it the third time. But the fourth time, you like, wait a minute. I didn't notice that there. So it just like, start pacing yourself. Don't beat yourself up because you feel like you have not blossomed yet. And I'm going to get into spring. You have not blossomed yet. So step by step, if you are a real strong grande butterfly, when I was calling you my boos and my bays and things, and been on this journey with me, how I kind of like take you through that process to get to become a better version of yourself, because at the end of the day, it's all about self. I was just telling someone at one of my other hobbies, and we were just having a conversation about life, and she was telling me how she moved here and there, and she's seen other parts of seen other parts of the world and everything, but it was just like she got to the point where she felt more comfortable with telling me more deeper things about her life. And I'm not here to expose anybody's, what they tell me, because I really do kind of keep what people tell me to myself. But I just wanted to share a little bit about it. So she was just telling me like deep stuff that she's gone through, like her layers and people not understanding her. And I can relate to that, because like a lot of times people don't understand you, especially when you trying to grow from nothing to something, and then you've always wanted the best for yourself. And like I told her, I was like, kind of like, take a step back and look at how life has come full circle, because we talked about things coming in full circle last episode. So think about things that can come in full circle. Like, you could be down today and you could be up tomorrow. So for you to keep reaching your goals, keep doing what you're doing, keep, what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to go in isolation mode to have a clear mindset. And sometimes you got to ghost people. You got to ghost people in order to understand what God is telling you to do. You have to ghost a lot of things. Like, a lot of old habits got to die. So that's why I said a lot of things in winter season has died. I've learned those lessons. I've burned those bridges. And when I say I burned the bridges, because there's no coming back no more. There's no me going back to that place with certain people, certain places, and certain things that I used to do as a bad habit. You know what I'm saying? We gonna unravel some of those bad habits. But even though I kind of give you guys some of me, I like to keep things to myself. And you know, and I can tell that she's the type of person that kind of like hold things to herself because she's another Libra. So we like, I don't know why we like to hold or to harbor things and not let things go. Let things flow naturally. And when you naturally let things flow and you kind of like, oh, you get that aha moment, like, oh my gosh, like I was really like trying to rush my success, and God is like, there's no rushing. It happens in divine timing. It happens on God's timing. So back to what I was saying, you got to pace yourself. That's step number one. Two, I would say keep your focus. Stay consistent. Consistency is key. Like, I've been so consistent with these episodes since 4, and I want to keep going. But it just like, I never wanted to stop doing what I want to do and what I'm so passionate about. So you got to stay consistent with it. That's with any business, any hobbies you like to do. You got to stay consistent in order to get better at it and, to gain the proper support from the right type of people. Because as I've spoken on the past, that I didn't really have that support. And me jumping out there with the Sierra dance competition, I had the most support I've ever had, you know what I'm saying, doing something that I'm so passionate about. So it just like, you gotta take your time. You got to remove those people that are not giving you what you deserve, and what you're not giving yourself what you deserve. Because we started talking about self first, because it was just like I was looking for people that I expected to give that love, give that support to me, and those people are nowhere to be found when I actually need them for myself. So, and another, like, I can go on and on and on about that, but which I'm not, because that part of me explaining, like, we got to stop trying to feel like we got to explain ourselves too. So in the process of staying consistent, you ain't got to explain nothing to anybody. What's understood don't have to be explained. And I'm going to chop it off at step 3. Step 3 is motivation. Motivate yourself. It takes your own mind to be your own hype man. When you are on your own hype man, other hype men is going to come running, right? Because I could just be out chilling, and I could just be out riding out solo dolo. Yeah, like, those that know me, y'all know I like to dance. So if I hear a song, I don't care if it's rap, pop, hip hop, R&B, neo soul, I'm gonna dance. I'm gonna be my own hype man. And guess what people gonna do? Hype me up. They gonna hype me up. So I'm just saying to my granddad butterflies, be your own hype man. Speak up. I was gonna have this segment to be about speaking up, but things got delayed. So again, when you come to a delay, listen, a delay is not a denial. And that's a word. That is a word. Delay is not a denial. Delay means not right now, because there's something else that I had to share for my supporters to understand other things outside of just speaking up. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I do want you to speak up for yourself. And I definitely encourage you to defend yourself, right? Which I'm going to talk about that more like on episode 7. So, stay consistent. Keep motivation. Well, first, pace yourself. Stay consistent and motivate yourself. So, going back into more doing self-love, I want to go ahead and start with, what did you like to do as a child? Sometimes we got to go back to our childhood and kind of remind ourselves, what did I enjoy? Because as an adult, yeah, we like to go to the brunches. Yeah, we like to go to the day parties and everything. But when you're in the process of wanting something more out of life, whether if you're already married with children and feel like, okay, my life is already set. But what if God wakes you up with something, another skill, another talent? So, you know, we attack that. You know what I'm saying? We attack that drive and motivation to achieve our goals. So I'm just saying that to my grande butterflies, um, if you will, because like I need you guys to really like start giving me the feedback on if you're really doing the work, and that is like the main issue, and then the main reason why I call this to be emotionally unavailable, because some people don't like to do the work. Some people don't like to do the spiritual work. It takes work. Like, I know, I get it. I'm doing it with you guys. So it just like, we kind of doing it together. Like, let's do this journey together. Like, no matter how, wherever you are ranked in the spirit realm, or however you feel like you well advanced at it, that's great. Each one should teach one. I remember that saying from the past, because yeah, we are still in the 90s nostalgia part 3. This is part 3 right here, because that's what I miss about the 90s. Like, I listen, clock it. Let me take me a little tea break. Hold on, before tea time. And let me silence my phone, because I thought I did that. Okay. So, I just want to say, go back to your childhood. Go back, and whether if you like to used to pick up rocks and skip rocks at the lake, or me and one of my patients at the hospital was talking about how back in the day we used to play dodgeball, kickball, you know, picking teams, and volleyball with the family, and the cookouts, and all the good family times, to remember. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like, you so get what I'm saying about 90s nostalgia. Like, I would love to bring that back. So it just like, we can all bring it back. But if people really to, really want to have a very strong bond and union, especially with your family. So it's all about, as I done got older into my spiritual awakening and on my journey, it ain't about the family that you necessarily come from. It's the family that you create, that God brings to your life as your soul tribe. So let me get into my Grande Star of the week. I love her to death. And this week, Grande Star goes out to my girl, Kristalla. She's also spiritual, like me. And she actually is a Facebook friend of mine. And I have been trying to go to her for years for certain spiritual things. Like, she does the Yanni steams and everything. And she sells crystals. She had her own store in South Carolina, of course. And she's all amazing. Shout out to her, Kristalla. She she is a whole gem for real. Let me tell you, this lady is a cancer survivor, and her strength is so inspiring. Like, we are still in Women's History Month, so shout out to my girl Kristalla. Let me just tell you about a full circle moment with her. This is a good one. Because you just never know who you may need someone, right? You may need someone. We can say, like, as an adult, people may act like they got it. They don't need nobody help. And this, I'm like, sometimes you do. Sometimes, things happen out of beyond your control, but sometimes you're going to need somebody to help you out. So, like I was saying, I was going to her for her service, and it just didn't click. Like, it didn't click, like, we could never link. For some reason, something just said, stay put. God say stay put. So when God say stay put, I'm like, okay, God. I listen to God. So I'm that's the only entity in spirit I listen to highly. So when God tells me to stay put, that's what I did. So it just like, I never wasn't shying myself away from her business, but it was just like, something's gonna come back. Like, but going back to the story, so I had, I moved, so I had just got a brand new sectional couch, and I was like, dang, I didn't get the guys to assemble my couch for me. So I was like, some just told me to hit her up and like, hey, do you know anybody that can assemble furniture? She was like, oh yeah, my husband can. And I was like, oh my God, really? And so she was like, yes, he could put it up in no time. And y'all, he put up my couch in no time. And he is so great. Shout out to Thomas, her husband. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, and as he were, doing, fixing my putting my couch together, she and I were just having a whole conversation, a spiritual conversation, of course. And then I was just like thinking to myself, like, look how this moment just came back in full circle. Like, I actually needed you, and then you actually kind of needed me too. So it was just like on a whim of, you never know how God may spin the block for you. This ain't no Shanti and Nelly, but this was a good spin the block. Cause I'm like, I've always asked God, like, please, like, Send me true people, real people. You know what I'm saying? I can't even call on certain family members to do certain things for me, and people really, really, and I can't unsee it. So when you peep that your own family, whether you consider to be extended family or blood, when they are on some whole other weird shit, you just automatically gotta just say, fuck it, fuck them, and move on. Cause you gonna have your true soul tribe that will be there to support you. Cause those are the people that's gonna be there when you need them. So shout out to Kristalla. Like, girl, you are so amazing. And we're gonna try to get her on the Grand Talk as guests. So yeah, I'm still, in the process of getting guests on, but I'm just like kind of enjoying my me time with y'all. So when I do get my first guest, like, I already know, like, it might be some full circle moments, like people who I've already interviewed years ago will be coming back as either a virtual guest or just, in person guest. So shout out to her. Shout out to my girl. What's up, my grandees and grande babes? If this video clip finds you, then you are truly turned into this episode. Thank you for supporting my podcast. And if you want to become a grande boo or grande babe, make sure you subscribe to my channel, like, comment below, share this video. And also, if you're an entrepreneur or just simply want to join as guest, you can email me with the link below to secure your spot. And stay tuned. And now you're back to this episode on the Grand Talk Podcast. So, going along, this is spring, y'all. Spring has finally sprung. But today ain't spring. But today, as y'all can see, I got my girls out a little bit. You can't see nothing. But yeah, I'm very springy today with my fit check. Yes, honey. Look at her. She's a whole little Barbie. Like, listen, I like the color pink, but pink is not my favorite color. But I had to do it for the spring equinox. Why not? Why not? Yes, fit check. And I got a new wig on today, y'all. Y'all like her? Yes, real cute and sophisticated. Like, I like this new wig. Y'all listen. She is bad. I love her down. Okay, with the bust down in the middle. So, y'all ready for some tea time? Let me take another sip. Yes, don't question because I had to one-handed. Because some people going to be like, you supposed to be very demure, like hold the cup with your pinky up tight. I can hold the cup any way I want. Gosh, okay, don't do me. All right. So today's tea time. Y'all know when I get to looking like that, it's going to be something, but it's always very informative. So today's tea time, I want to share with y'all a little bit about the emotional unavailable, because it's just like, I got to stay on topic. So why not? But I hope whenever this episode finds you, that it is very helpful. So my tea time can be tea time, but I'm going to say something that's going to help the collective that's watching me. So, for years. We had, if you're single, let me say, if you're single and you're just dating and then you get tired of people keep asking you, why are you single? Why are you not married? Why you don't have any children? Like, first of all, most, I don't know why we would give a drawn out reason why we're single. And it just simply just to say, the reason why I'm single is because either I was emotionally unavailable or the men or not for me, but for women or men to say, or I dated women that are emotionally unavailable. And that kind of like leaves a portal for people like, what do you mean by that? And you could just simply say, well, people have issues and people have demons that they are fighting. And I would rather for me to fight my own demons than to fight my demons and your demons too. That's too much damn work. So that's the reason why, certain people are not coming into their wish fulfillment because they are battling within themselves. And people have daddy issues. People have mama issues. Once again, I'm not a relationship expert. People go through a lot of things that I talk about is from experiences. So my experience is not your experience, but for some reason, somewhere down the line, if you've been single and you dated, you understand what I'm saying. But in this day and time, like with relationships, we gotta be mindful of ourselves and to take accountability for ourselves. That's first and foremost. When acknowledging that you're emotionally unavailable. If a person that you're dealing with in a relationship and they haven't full blown committed to the relationship, there's something is going on there. That's a big caution red flag there, right? So as a person in their healing process, please just understand when I say this. And sometimes your feelings get into it. Sometimes you gotta be glad that you can be celibate in a I ain't gonna call it a situation, in a connection. You could be celibate in a connection and still say, well, I could be open to just, we don't have to do the whole relationship thing, right? But this person is like, no, like I really, you know what I'm saying? I really want to keep this going, a relationship, but it's just like, when you're not getting what you deserve, it's just one of those things, like you got to choose yourself still, no matter what that person says. So I just say that to say all of this. Keep you a diary close to what's going on in your connections, whether if it's platonic, romantic, or even your coworker. Because sometimes people could be emotionally unavailable at work too. It's not all relationship. So just keep that in mind. It ain't all relationship. Because I could be talking about a coworker and you wonder why somebody is not feeling you. So it's just like, dang, like what did I do to you? And I know I haven't done anything to you. Like, why, you know what I'm saying? But you can see them kikiing with other people. So it's just like, either somebody's been talking or gossiping about you, or that person very much so have a very deep issue. And it may not even be you that they have the strong issue with, but you feel like it's you. So that's why I said that, all of that, because it's not always relationship wise that we go through these things with people who we are very close with, that we have to work side by side with, or to be in a relationship. So again, keep you a diary. Keep your diary close to you so you can write down like things to ask God. Like, God, like, why is this person like is not really gravitating towards me, or seem to be interested in me, or can work with other co-workers, but when it comes to me, they hold some form of weird grudge against me. And then God will give you the answers. God is the answer. And God will just simply tell you, listen, don't insert yourself into what somebody else is going through. Don't do that. Don't insert yourself. Always be cordial with people, and just kind of remove yourself. Kind of ghost them a bit. Let them kind of feel your presence gone. Let them feel how they make you feel, but not saying doing a tit for tat. But it just like, when you pull your energy back from something or someone or place, a relationship or connection, that person can be like, they gonna start feeling the coldness from your energy pull back, and they gonna want to ask you like what is your issue with me? And then you tell them, well, I try to build some type of bond with you. I try to, ask you what was your issue with me, because I felt like you had an issue with me, or whatever you going through, you never been vocal about it. So always be vocal about your emotions. That will make that other person be more vulnerable to be emotionally inviting and available to whatever, to resolve the root of the issue is. That way there's clear, direct communication between the two, and God is the mediator. You know what I'm saying? Some conversations, needs to be had when somebody is emotionally unavailable. And sometimes we can just, wait on God's timing. So you kind of got to give that other person grace enough for them to heal whatever they need to heal, to grow, and to come back and to have a clear, direct communication. So that's what I want to share during tea time, because we get in our feelings a lot. We are very emotionally, energetically bothered by, you know what I'm saying? And as many times people say, oh, I'm unbothered, I'm unfazed about this, you know what I'm saying? So it just is like, sometimes God just, give you the right answers, direct communication when you speak to God about anybody that, feels the type of way about you. It ain't you. Sometimes it's the other person, it's the other way around. And if it is you, fix you first before you can go correct somebody else. And that's one of the things that I kind of explained in episode 5. Sometimes it's you. The common denominator is you. So that's what I want to share about tea time. And I want to keep it live, keep it fun. So today, I don't have love letter today, but in love letter position, I'm going to give my grande butterflies a love affirmation. So, grande boos, grande bays, repeat after me. Today, God wake me. Today, I start my day in a positive mindset. I'm letting go and releasing all of bad habits, all of negative energy, and I cleared that energy out of my space. I am beautiful inside and out. I deeply love myself. I deeply, solely, and spiritually love what I do for work. And I thank God for my talents and skills today and tomorrow. and tomorrow. Lastly, before I lay down to go to sleep, that I repeat my affirmations of positive, encouraging words to myself because I owe it to myself. I am no longer emotionally unavailable to myself. Because if I am disconnected from myself, I am disconnected from God. I want to be more closer to you, God, and to connect to you, God. And that ends my love affirmation. And before we kind of get to another topic, because we're going to keep it fun, okay? Because I have written some things in my notes to go by today. I want to say too, y'all, when we think about our growth, right? Because I did say about the steps to go about when you want to achieve goals in life. And spring is springing and spring is sprung. And when you go through the steps to bloom, to blossom, this is your season. This is your season of breaking those generational curses and bringing in more generational wealth, bringing in more supporters, love. You know what I'm saying? Cherish these moments of happiness. Like, we all should be happy now. Like, we should feel a burst of energy right now, right? So, you gotta step back and just kind of analyze about your motion. How is your motion when you are still dealing with certain people, toxic people, karmic people, low vibrational people? How is your motion slowing down? Your motion slows down because you have not either cut that person off, cut off those sexual soul ties from said past lovers or whoever. You still going to a certain place that's very low vibrational. Your motion gets slowed down. And also, take a step back and realize when your motion really picks up around a certain type of energy that's giving you the proper spiritual advice. When your emotions start to pick up, how, people start to look at you like you just get this burst of energy, and people gon' see your glow up through however you post your content, however, when you do certain things that is out of your norm, And you were like, who got this person all glowing up and glowing and all full of sunshine? So it just like, you gotta be mindful of that. You gotta be mindful of your energy, when how your energy feels to you when you get around certain people that you know you need to cut off, and to move on and forgive them. Forgiveness is also should be in your plan of reaching your goals. Forgiveness. Forgive people for how they treat you. Forgive people for how they, show their lack of their lack thereof. And people will try to spin the block to see, have you actually learned that lesson? Because I've had, certain karmic toxic people that they know they cut off. They know that there's a distance with me, but they somehow want to show up in the comments, in the likes, and act like, oh, okay, like I'm supporting you. Like I'm here. Like they want to make their presence known, but it's just like, no, I see you. And I'm just speaking on that type of energy. You're not gonna get it from me. You can play, I don't know, supportive grande butterfly cheerleader all day, but you on the back end, like, you don't support what I got going on. So it just like, you gotta peep your energy, how that, yeah, you gotta let that energy know. And no, you do not have a spot at my table of abundance. You do not get that. So I'm glad when people, you know what I'm saying, the trash takes out. The trash takes itself out, basically. Because I'm just like, okay, I've been deleted. I've been blocked on the block list, on somebody's block party, because it's starting to get hot outside. It's starting to get hot. And that block is hot. Shout out to Lil Wayne. The block is hot. That came out in the 90s. Okay? Let's talk about it. My new phrase is, let's start there. And my other new phrase is, who are you and who do you work for? Because that's what you got to ask. You know what I'm saying? Well, you got to I don't know, a crazy deranged ex, and here they come wanna be you know what I'm saying? Hollering at you, or you know what I'm saying, trying to see if they can still get in with you. And you be like, who are you and who do you work for? Cause you was a whole monitoring spirit. We got those, and they are real. Let me tell you, they are real, and they trying to see if you are working, doing the work. So I'm pushing my grande butterflies to actually do their work. I mean, do it. But people think that the work is so hard. It's not. It's all in the mind. It's all in the mind. It's all about retraining your mind, retraining your thoughts. And when you do get to overthinking, overstimulated, and you start to thinking or speaking negatively, like, check that. Oh, we don't say check that. They say clock that now. It's clock that. So you clock that energy and say to yourself, like, wait a fucking minute. Like, we not going to trip over here. So, yeah, we going to retrain our minds and thought process, and to speak with such knowledge of the energy, because when you speak on that energy will fizzle out, honey. Just like a one hit wonder. Like, here you go. Here you go. But why the 90s had so many one hit wonders? Please tell me that. Like, why they, like, I mean, we still kind of got those one hit wonders, but not not like the duo Milli Vanilli. Like, they was something else. But they was iconic about it. They was very iconic about it. I wanted to talk about that. I wanted to talk about Milli Vanilli because them mugs came out with videos, dancing in the video. Like, they, you know what I'm saying? Remember, they had the fake Milli Vanilli on Martin. Like, Martin was one of my favorite shows from the 90s. Shout out to Martin Lawrence, because he is like the first comedian who like I don't like he actually inspired me with the whole comedy thing and going to comedy shows, because he was the first comedian that I went to go see live. And like, I love me some Morton, and if you are around me, I'm gonna say something from Martin the TV show. I may say something about his stand up, the You So Crazy. I love You So Crazy. That's why I started saying about the crazy and deranged ex-girlfriend. Because, oh my God, if you seen You So Crazy, listen, that was like the best Martin Lawrence stand up special live. Like, he was like he opened it up the show with, ladies, pull out your titties. And today I got my titties out, but I ain't showing the the circle part of my boobs. But like, I love his hypeness, and Martin was his own hype man. I don't care, you know what I'm saying? Cat Williams, brought Martin out when he was talking about the comedian men in dresses. But I love Big Mama, and I love Big Mama House too. And I don't think did I see 3? I think I saw 3, but yeah. But all in all, like, Martin was great. The TV show was like iconic, classic. He was Shanae, he was Mr. Otis, he was Roscoe, he was Mama Payne, he was Dragonfly Jones, he was the mechanic guy. Don't you know no good? Like, he was the mechanic guy. Shout out to Martin. Like, Martin, yeah, he is the GOAT of comedy. Like, we need more laughs like that. Like, I love the DC on Flies. I love the 85 South. I love Desi Banks. Like, they are so like dope. Like, as far as the new comedians. So I reminisce on Morton a lot. Like, I am the Morton girl, and I would say broke man from the fifth floor. And I hate to see Tracy Morgan. He got sick at one of the basketball games the other night, and he was Mr. Hustle Man, and he would pick up the pieces. Y'all remember that? Oh my God. Like, I just go on and on about Martin. So shout out to Martin. And in closing, I hope that I want to also listen before I close out, because it's been on my mind to bring this little part up about Martin. Y'all remember, I believe, was it the first episode? And this is going to conclude Emotionally Unavailable. So, Martin and Gina, they are dating at this time. They are not even married now, because it's like the first season-ish. I can't remember if it was the very first episode or not. I got to fact check that, but yeah. So, Martin and Gina, they're doing their thing. She had her own place, or was she staying with Pam? I can't remember. I think she had her own apartment or something like that. before she moved in with Martin. But anyway, it was the scene where Martin was trying to flex in front of his homeboys, Tommy and Cole, and they was in the bedroom, and he was trying to like show off in front of his homeboys like he wore the pants in the relationship. And he was like, yo, step, Gina, you step. Like, he was telling her to get out of the room. And so, as the Empress energy, she rolled her eyes and got to the head. He was like, Gina, please, like, stay. Like, and he like, babe, you won. She was like, I what? And he was like, babe, you won. And she really was like, but do your homeboys know that? So, he was like, babe, just when you go out the room, just kind of make it seem like I won. Like, you know what I'm saying? Kind of be like a team player. So she was just like, whatever, like kind of brushed it off. And Tommy and Cole, they was like, yeah, he was like, I was being the man. And they was like, she broke you down bad, didn't she? And then Martin was still flexing. He was like, ha ha ha, yeah, because I told her to. Like, it was just, he was so in his ego. So, like, men that are emotionally unavailable, because you come into a relationship with a real woman, with a real Empress that's gonna make your ass do your fucking work, your shadow work, and really heal this time, finally. Yeah, that's what the Empress energy does. Jezebel energy could never have the type of energy like Gina did. But when he flexed back on Gina, he was like, aha, because I told her to. Like, how, like, and then it concludes that episode. So this concludes this episode. And I want to say thank y'all again. I hope that you take everything I said in consideration and to apply that pressure on yourself. Heal yourself, work on yourself. And if you the type to try to flex for the cameras, flex for the world, but you know that you got somebody in your life that's actually making you do the work. And that's why a lot of times they want to kind of keep your energy around, because they know that you're going to be a protector. They know that your energetic pull is what's helping them heal. So, again, my grenade butterflies, this concludes episode 6, 90s Nostalgia, part 3, Emotionally Unavailable. Y'all know what to do. Hit like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell for more notifications when new content drops. And I see y'all on the next one. Woo, woo, woo.